Is it okay now?
Ji Swamiji, you can go ahead.
Right. Om Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tamha Devamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Om Shant Shant Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplavarahitah Prajnanaghanah Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi Om Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Gurave Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sangha Pavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavat Pada Vidham Bibhrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Om. Let us read the verse number 58 and 59. Yada samharate chayam Yada samharate chayam Kurmonganiva sarvashaha Kurmonganiva sarvashaha Indriyani indriyarthebhyaha Indriyani indriyarthebhyaha Tasya prajna pratisthita Tasya prajna pratisthita Vishaya vinivartante Vishaya vinivartante Niraharasya dehinaha Niraharasya dehinaha Rasavarjam rasopyasya Rasavarjam rasopyasya Param drishtva nivartate Param drishtva nivartate. Talking about a person who is still identified with the body. Such a person also can gain a certain mastery over the indriyas, meaning he would also be able to control, and that is seen in case of people who are in difficulty, in case of people who are dieting, or in case of people who are sick, or people who are committed to certain discipline, a religious discipline, tapasi sthitaha. And when in that period, if something is brought to them, they still will be able to deny it. They can turn themselves away from it, meaning their indriyas can be turned away from it. they are not consuming it. You know, in Kerala, there is a very ancient famous temple, Ayappa, and that temple is just days of a year. And people who are allowed to go over there have to do a vrata. There is a discipline. Before you undertake that journey of climbing the mountain and going to the temple, a person has to have a discipline of 40 days in advance with regards to clothes, with regards to food, with regards to their sleeping pattern, with regards to their sexual relationships. All these things have to be very, very controlled, and people do it in thousands. Not only people come from India, but they come from various places. And they do these disciplines. So during that period of the vrata, some food or something is brought to them, and they turn away from it. So Vishayaha Vinivartante. Now, yesterday we have seen Bhagwan Bhashakara said the meaning of word Vishaya. He has given us a choice. He has given us a choice. That saying the word Vishaya can mean Indriyas or it could mean the object of the senses. What happens? You can say either the senses turn away, or you can say even the objects also go away. So the senses are retrieved from the objects, or the objects, when they do not find that anybody is consuming, that person is consuming, the objects also eventually go away. In whose case are you talking? About a person who still is identified with the body, the embodied one. Okay. The one who has the dehadhyas, deha buddhi. And therefore, Bhagavan Shri Krishna uses the word dehinaha, of the dehi. Vishayaha vinivartante. Whose indriyas turn away? Of that dehi who is nirahar. Means the one now who has refused to consume those objects. Now, objects means do not think, your TV and table, and these are the objects, pen and book. Your objects means Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, etc. All these things. So, the objects of the Indriya. So, Niraharasya Dehinaha Vishayaha Vinivartante. Yet, one thing happens, and that is Rasavarjam Vinivartante. How do these Indriyas come back from their objects? Still retaining the rasa, the interest. Now he is refusing to consume the object or that Vishaya. Does not mean that the interest has gone away. The interest is there, but it is due to certain condition, whether it is the condition of undergoing a certain discipline, or because of being so perturbed, disturbed, because of being in a problem, or it could be because of some sickness. Yeah. So, certain times, when a person is having pitta, then he doesn't want to eat things which he generally has relished. So the people at home are wondering what happened to you today that you aren't eating what you generally eat with so much interest. And he says, no, I'm not feeling like having anything today. So niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam vishayaha vinivartante. This is the arrangement of the shloka. Keeping just this point, then there is a question. When does the rasa go away? Because ultimately, what is prodding even the indriyas to chase the objects is the rasa. If that person does not have the rasa, why will the indriyas chase it? Because when you go into the market, there are 1,001 shops, but you are attracted to just few. Why? Because these are the objects of your interest. These are the objects of your interest, which means since the interest is there, you are attracted to it. And because you are attracted, now your indriyas will take you there. Okay. So now the rasavarjam. So how will that rasa go away is the question. And we have seen in the earlier shloka, Shankaranandji said, there are three things which are required for the prajnasteiriam. Hey, you remember? What are the three things that are required according to him for the steadfastness of the knowledge? He said, for the prajnasteiriam, there are these three requirements. He said, extreme dispassion, vairagyam, extreme dispassion. Then intense desire for liberation and absolute dedication to the cause. Earnestness, mumuksha, is there. Mumuksha may be there, but is the person ready to dedicate himself to Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam? This is yet another issue. And therefore, earnest desire for liberation is one thing, and dedication towards it in form of Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam is yet another thing. So we have three things. One is extreme dispassion, then intense desire for liberation, and the third thing is tatparata, total dedication. Tatparam, do not understand like in Marathi, tatpara means, somebody who's very quick in, द्रुतगति से करना, तत्पर होना. नहीं नहीं, तत्पर मतलब tat means that, and para means parayana, dedicated to that. Tatpara. So the person is dedicated to this. These are the three things. And Shankaranandji has said that all these three things are not going to be possible if the senses are not, or the indriyas are not mastered. Okay? And therefore, for prajnasteiriam, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, instead of saying all other things, he is saying there is a requirement of the mastery over the indriyas. Because if the mastery over the indriyas is there, then the other three things are also possible, because of which now the prajnasteiriam will take place. So therefore, we are discussing the mastery over the indriyas. Now, some people will have mastery, but that mastery is that he is able to withdraw the senses, or he is able to withdraw the indriyas from the participation, yet the interest may remain. And that interest which remains means now the indriyas can go back into their objects. So it is not a mastery. It is a discipline. Yes, the person can do, but it means that he can also be trapped again. And definitely will happen. Rasavarjam rasopyas. So now, when will the rasa go away? So the question now, up to this point is how will the rasa go away? Bhagavan Shri Krishna answers, Param Drishtva Nivartate. Rasopi Asya Param Drishtva Nivartate. When the mind is exposed again and again to the glory of the self, when you allow your intellect to understand that this Atma is Brahman and dwell on it again and again, now the rasa also evaporates, goes away. Puja Gurudev used to call this as sublimation, not separation, it is sublimation. So rasaha piyasya param drishtva nivantate. So far, now you have understood this much. There are few things. Now the shloka, you have got the gist of it. But I will like to take you into certain details or finer points that are brought to the surface by our teachers in the tradition. Ramaraya Kavi says, Vishaya Vishyanasya Raga Eva Bijam. Okay, Ramaraya Kavi says that Vishaya Vishyanasya. Now your experiences of this world is not that though there are 1,000 objects, yet our mind chooses to dwell on one particular object. Okay. Why is it so? Now that the experience is focused, the mind is focused on one thing. Because Vishaya Vijnanasya Ragaha Eva Bijam, because there is your intrinsic or uh, some subtle interest that is there. This Raga is the bij for your mind to be drawn to certain things. Vishaya Vijnanasya Ragaha Eva Bijam. Then he says, Ragasya Nivrittatvat Param Drishva, when the mind again and again has the darshan of Brahma, Atma as Brahman, then what happens? When the mind dwells and sees the reality of the self is that the self is Brahman, not the body-mind complex, not even this the ego who claims to be the experiencer and the doer. Then what is the nature of this I? What is the nature of this self? Is Brahman. That is Purnam. And thus the Ragaha api nivartate. The Raga also, the interest where interest in the objects will also fade away. Don't just say that suddenly one day it will disappear. It eventually fades away. And therefore there is, till the point that it all goes away, one has to do Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. Do not give any kind of concession to yourself in this case. Giving concession is going to cost us a lot. We will see that in the next shloka. Giving concession is going to cost a lot, and therefore be very, very cautious. This is what he said. So now, Vishaya Vishyanasya Ragaha eva Bijam. What is Bija? Bija means the seed. Okay? Now, seed can be there, but presence of the seed means when the optimum conditions are there, it will sprout. Presently, you may not see it because the optimum conditions are not there. And therefore, whenever an opportunity arrives, this fellow will fall prey to it. Why was he not falling prey to it before? Because opportunity was not there. And therefore, Vishaya Vishyanasya Ragaha eva Bijam Karanam. Okay. Ragasya Nivrittatvat Vishaya Vishyanam Nirbijam Jayate. Now this is important. Ragasya Nivrittatvat, as much as the raga goes away to that extent, the Vishaya Vishyanam, even the knowledge of this world now becomes nirbija. Now this is not going to cause any stain. But when the raga has gone, but do not take it for granted that the raga has gone, because it is something that sits in hiding and attacks from behind when you are totally unaware. That is how the policy gorilla attack it does. From behind it will attack. So, nivrittatvat vishaya vijnanam, ragasya nivrittatvat vishaya vijnanam nirbijam jayate. This is an observation that Ramaraya Kavi offers. Madhusudana Saraswati says that, look here, even a mood person, mood means not mandabuddhi, mood means even an ignorant person. Even an ignorant person is also able to withdraw his indriyas from certain things. Now, let us say a person loves watching sports, cricket very much. Okay? He loves. And because there is an India-Pakistan match, maybe this fellow has not even gone to the office to work because he wanted to watch the match. So he wants to do that. But suddenly his daughter is not well right at that time. And she is running high fever. So he has to take the daughter to the doctor, which means he's definitely going to lose 2 hours in that whole thing. Now, he has even not gone to the office, and he is all prepared only to watch the match from morning onwards very religiously. And he has to now give that up. But he does that. He is going to take his daughter to the doctor and get her medicines. And he has to do that. How was he able to withdraw it? Because of the situation. So mudhasyapi, even an ignorant is also able to withdraw himself, or he is able to withdraw the indriyas. Then the question over here is, how did you, how did Bhagavan Shri Krishna in the earlier shloka said that the one who is able to withdraw the indriyas is the one whose prajna is sthira, is the one whose prajna is steady. Because even a Mudha also does that. You forget him being enlightened. He is totally moved. So how does he do that? Mudhasyapi rogadi vishadindriyanam upasamharanam bhavati. Then how does the withdrawal of the indriyas can be called as the cause for firmness of the knowledge? Katham karanatvam tatra nirdishyate bhagavata. How then Bhagwan shows that? Okay. So, so over here it is said, the shloka is an answer to this question. And that answer is, Vishayaha vinivartante dehinaha, dehinaha, arrange the words like that, this. Niraharasya dehinaha, rasavarjam vishayaha vinivartante. Of this person who is nirahara, now, under that vow or a discipline of not consuming the vishaya, his indriyas are also going to stay under control, but still retaining the interest in the objects. Okay, this is what is said. And even the interest also goes away, which means the indriyas also are retrieved back, and the interest also goes away when param drashtva, in case of a jnani. Param drashtva nivartate. This is the answer to it. So Madhusudan Saraswati says, Saraga Vishaya Nivrittihi Sthita Prajnasya Lakshanam. So what is this Sthita Prajnasya Lakshanam? What is that distinguishing characteristic of this man of steady wisdom? Is Saraga Vishaya Nivrittihi. Now you also can say the word Vishaya means Indriyas, or it can also mean the objects of the Indriyas, both. Okay, we have that much freedom to understand the word Vishaya. Sarada Vishaya Nivrittihi Sthita Prajnasya Lakshanam. And therefore, no mudhe vyabhicharaha. Therefore, it does not, since this Lakshana does not overlap into this mood person, therefore there is no vyabhichara of that drishtanta. The mood hai vyabhichara. Shankaranandi Tika, commentary given by Shankarananda, has very nice few interesting points. He says, Niraharasya Dehinaha. So Nirahara word he chooses to explain like this. He says, Ahara means what? We are generally going to say Ahara means food. And Nirahara means the one who is without food. In the sense, the one who does not consume, who doesn't feed the indriyas. Nirahara. He says not like that. The word ahara over here also means indriyas. And therefore the word nirahara means the one who is at present not under the slavery of the indriyas. how have you come to this meaning? He explains. Ahriyante vishayaha yaihi te aharaha. Hmm. Those by which the Vishayas are gathered in the sense for gathered for your experience. So who goes and brings the Vishayas? The Indriyas. So Ahriyante Vishayaha Yaihi, by those. Te Ahara Indriyani. Therefore, what is the meaning of the word Ahara? Indriya. Because that by which everything is gathered. Ahriyante is brought. Brought by whom? Who brings the world to you? The Indriyas bring the world to you. And therefore, the meaning of word ahara over here is Indriya. Tebhyo nirgataha yaha. The one who has escaped these Indriyas. Tebhyo nirgato yaha saniraharaha. Meaning, finally, what do you have? Indriya nigrahavan. The one who is Indriya Nigrahavan. So Nirahara means Indriya Nigrahavan. This is where you reach. The one who has mastery over the senses or mastery over the Indriya, just not the senses, but all the 10 Indriyas. The one who has mastery over the Indriyas. Indriya Nigrahavan. So the one who has slipped out of the grip of the Indriyas. Indriya Nigrahava. But how is this person? He is a Dehi, meaning he still has the Deha Dhyasa, Deha Buddhi. Okay? Dehi. So explaining that word Dehi, he says, Dehe eva aham iti. How does he see himself? As the one who is seated, available in the body. Dehe, dehaha eva aham charvaka. But when you are saying dehi, it means the indweller of the body. So there is a distinction. I am the body and I am available in the body. There are two things or not. So there is a little gap. So the one who considers I am a body, for him destruction of the body is my destruction. But for the one now who sees that I am the indweller of the body, for him the body may get destroyed, but I will still continue to be available in yet another body. Okay? So when it is said Dehi, means this person has this much viveka, at least this much viveka, that I am the indweller of the body. Dehe eva aham. So Saptami Vibhakti allows you to understand this. The locative case. Dehe eva aham. Where is this aham? Where is this I? In the body. In the body, but as not as the body. Okay. So that's why he is Dehi. Dehe eva aham iti. Aham buddhi alambanattvena asya stiti dehi. In different words, dehadya abhimani. How is he? Dehadya, my body. So, people who have a big dog and all that, when they take the dog out for a walk, the person has got pride. My dog. My dog. Oh, where's just dog? It could be your car, it could be your clothes, it could be a pen, or it could be your phone, or whatever. New blood test. What is the price? 1 lakh. Hmm. I gave it also to my daughter, she's there constantly on Instagram. She requires this kind of phones. 1 lakh. Hmm. The pride, Abhimani. Dehadya Abhimani, my body. Some people have got this, na? Swamiji, tell, what must be my age? Then somebody, one person in Calcutta asked Swami Anumananji, Swamiji, tell me, what is my age? No, this fellow was well past 60, jogging in the park. Well past, you know, and still jogging hard and, sweating. And what must be my age? Swamiji said maybe 16. There is a pride. This is it. So who thinks that this is I am the body, or this is my body is fit and fine, I'm as good as 16-year chap. I can jump like a jumping jack at 90 also. So even at 90, if you're jumping like a jack, oh, how does it matter? How does it matter? We are able to do things which 60 साल के बुढ़े या 60 साल के जवान. अरे, तो क्या हुआ? तो big deal. हाँ. So देहाद्याभिमानी of such a person vinivartante tasya indriyanam nigrihitvatvat vishayaha shabdadayaha nivritta bhavanti. Thus this person, because he has mastery over the Indriyas, now naturally even those objects also go away. The objects go away. How? Rasavargam, ragam vina. But they go away, but the raga is retained. The raga does not go away. Raga is retained. Ragam vina. So they keep the, this some of the people, these religious conversion people, they have got this trick. They will come to the house. Yeah, we just come for, we are new neighbors. We have come to introduce ourselves. And slowly they will come with their bag and all. And then they will leave some book behind on your sofa or table or somewhere they were sitting. They will leave a book behind. Not telling you that we have brought this for you. Just leave it as if they have forgotten. So naturally, when you see, oh, they have gone, and then, oh, what book is this? Whose book? Let me see. And you open few pages and you see. Now, naturally, you have a little curiosity. Oh, it is this fellow's book. What is it? If he had to give you just like that, I have brought you this thing, and we have come so that we can convince you to join our gang. You would have said, no, sir, I'm not interested. But now just leaving it so cunningly over there is going to raise your curiosity. You go there? Mm-hmm. What do you do? Next time you see this fellow, what do? You have left, you have forgotten your book over here. Then that fellow says, never mind, I have another, you can keep it, okay? Read it if you feel like, oh, done. So that fellow already has done the job. So, Ragam Vina, they go back, but they leave something behind. What is left behind? Raga. The Indriyas go away, but they leave the Raga behind. Like that, Ragona Gachati. And then Shankaranandji says, Rago Lingam Abodhasya. Raga is an indication of ignorance. Rago, you can write it down if you want. Keep this written somewhere. Rago bodham abodhasya. Rago lingam abodhasya. Okay. Okay. So we know how does this raga also goes away? Param drishtva nivartate. That part Shankaranand says, Brahma matratva jnanam ragascha na etadvayam ekatra sthatum shaknoti. Now, knowing Atma is Brahman and also having rag for the objects, also having this rag, interest. And that interest means with an idea that it is my sukha karanam. That is raga. So, this raga and Brahma matratva vijnanam, both these things cannot stay together. They cannot stay together. Wherever there is Brahma matratva vijnanam, the raga has to go away. Will not be there. And so, dvayam ekatra sthatum na shaknoti. Ato ragavatvat bodha bhavaha. Therefore, in case of that if Dehi who has still, who's seen with, that firm resolve, I will not take this for 7 days, 40 days. Yet, what is there? The raga is there. And therefore that raga, it means bodha bhava. Bodha bhava means bodhasya abhavaha. Absence of knowledge over here is meant. Kintu yaha jnani, but the one who is a jnani, in his case, what happens? Asya maunena indriya nigrahena pratena chitta shuddhau satyam shravanadi janya jnanena advitiyam param brahma drashtva raso nivartate. Because of his dedication to Shravana Manana Niridhyasanam and, with his commitment to Indriya Nigraha, etc., what happens? That rasam also nivartate. Advitiyam param brahma drishtva raso nivartate. Means what? Vishayeshu bhogyatva bhavana nivritya raga nivrittihi. What actually happens is that bhoktritvam, that I am an experiencer, this idea itself is falsified. When I am not the experiencer, then even the objects are the objects of my experience, and therefore these are the objects of my interest because they will give me happiness. All these things are falsified, and therefore the interest also goes away. Vishayeshu bhogyatva bhavana nivritya raga nivrittihi. So the question is answered. How will the raga go away? Why do you want the raga to go away? Because by having the raga, the indriya nigraha is not complete. Why do you need indriya nigraha? Because it is through indriya nigraha the prajna stairyam happens. Where have you seen this? We have seen it in the sthita, in the jnani. And therefore we have concluded that indriya nigraha is the cause of prajna stairyam. We have therefore concluded it is the cause of prajna stairyam. Stairyam means steadiness. Steadiness of what? Of prajna, of that intelligence, of that knowledge. That is what is said. Now, Bhagavan Shri Krishna changes his tone over here because he wants us to understand the importance of mastery over the indriyas. Okay, those whose spirituality is do whatever you want and chase whatever you want, but just do this much. If this is anyone's idea of spirituality, then without discipline you can live and just chant and be happy and kind of things. They are far away from what Bhagavan Shri Krishna is saying. Okay, such kind of a philosophy is a charvak. Is who? Charvak. Not nothing. It is not nothing to do with the adhyatmic sadhana. So we will come to this part in the next verse where Bhagavan Shri Krishna gives us this caution. What is that shloka? Let us recite the shloka, but see its meaning when we meet next. Yatato hyapi kaunteya, yatato hyapi kaunteya, purushasya vipaschitaha, purushasya vipaschitaha, indriyani pramathini, indriyani pramathini, haranti prasabham manaha, हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्ति